becoming an English tour guide. What are the key qualities they need?
Make comparison. What does that mean? How do I describe the crave, the love for it?
I gotta taste this.
We actually drink more than 100 million bubble tea per year. We can stack them up one by one. It will reach the height of 1700 Mount Everest.
Hi, I'm Ron Stewart from ICRT Radio. Welcome back to English Break Season 4. And this season, we're exploring various professions in Taiwan that involve the use of English. And for this episode, we're introducing tour guiding. It's a job that connects people with urban landscapes and historical landmarks. Oh, you're gonna love this. I'm excited to have Sarah and Jeff from Like It Formosa here today. We're going to chat about tour guides, especially the English-speaking ones. So get ready for some fun insights.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah from Like It Formosa.
Hi everyone, I'm Jeff.
We are now the biggest English walking tour company in Taiwan, offering services in Taipei, Taoyuan, Taichung, Tainan, and Kaohsiung. We started everything by doing free walking tour in Taiwan in 2015 and also have another brand called Meetup Formosa, which is aiming to promote English tour guiding education in Taiwan, teaching locals how to introduce their hometown in English.
So speaking of our tours, especially after the pandemic, people come to Taiwan to learn more about our religion, our culture, and even about politics. So, you like food. Ron, do you like food?
I just really love food, yes.
So food is also actually one of another things that attract people to come to Taiwan. So we have a food tour in Taipei that can take people to try 7 different kinds of local food within 2.5 hours. Are you interested to try that?
Oh, I'm so interested. So, just as Sarah and Jeff from Like It Formosa mentioned earlier, Meetup Formosa is all about training English tour guides. So what exactly does a tour guide do? And if someone's considering becoming an English tour guide, what are the key qualities they need?
Okay, so let's start from what exactly does a tour guide do on our tours. So we would say 80% of the time it's all about tour guiding, introducing the tourist spots, telling stories of Taiwanese history and culture in English in an interesting way. What about the qualities? For example, Jeff is one of the very first tour guides we had back in 2015. So what are the qualities you think you have?
Well, I would say, first of all, you would need to be proficient in English, and you would need to have a sense of humor. And also, if you're a potential drama king or drama queen, just like you, Ron, that will be a perfect fit, right? And besides that, you would need to have a great passion for introducing Taiwan.
So yeah, Ron, you're a good fit.
Oh, gosh, yes. Let me at it.
We're ready. Okay, so for example, in our training process of the tour guides, the very first course they're gonna have is called Introduction of Walking Tour. So here we teach them that by leading the tour, you actually have 3 kinds of roles that you'll be playing. First one is, of course, again, the tour guide. Second one is actually a teacher, because you're facing tourists, first-timer to Taiwan who has zero concept about Taiwan. So you have to teach them the history and culture, the very precise knowledge in a way that's easy for them to understand.
And also, you will need to be a performer. As a performer, you are creating a performance everybody will enjoy instead of a boring history class. So Ron, I think you should join our English guiding courses as well.
I'm ready for that. Give me the horns, give me the drums. Oh, this is not about rock and roll though, is it?
No. We're looking forward to you joining us.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So let us go to Meetup Formosa. He's Jeff, and let's find out what it takes to teach an English tour guide.
Well, Ron, I really saw the potential in you, so today I'm going to give you a quick course, enhance your guiding skills.
All right,
so let's start. So in guiding skills, we actually can categorize it into 3 different parts. First of all, you will need to make your tour understandable so people can understand. And then you have to make your tour memorable so people can remember what you said.
Okay.
In the end, you will need to be emotional. This means in a good way. You have to be creative, you have to tell stories. Today we're going to focus more on the first 2 parts, since I think you're already quite a storyteller, right?
Yeah, most of the time.
Most of the time, okay, good. All right, so let's start with the first one, trying to make your tour understandable. So first of all, you will need to make your tour understandable. There's one tip I'm going to show you first. This means avoid difficult words. So as a foreigner, when you first come to Taiwan, you probably have no idea what is going on here in this country. So, for avoiding difficult words, this means that as a tour guide, you will need to try to make it short and simple. So right now on the screen, you can see 3 different boxes. Within a box, there's a definition for a certain difficult word in Taiwan or a term. So what I want you to do is you can try to see which definition you probably can understand better, and you can try to guess what is the word or the term that it is referring to.
You know, I think every foreigner would think ancient Chinese belief to harmonize individuals with their environment. This is such an intriguing subject from the West, so yes, that would be my choice.
Do you have any idea what this would be? What is the actual belief referring?
You know, because the thing is, we always hear about proverbs and things like that. So that immediately jumps into my mind is what wise proverb would be applied to an ancient Chinese belief to harmonize individuals with their environment.
All right. Okay. So what about the other ones?
Local ethnic groups in Taiwan.
Do you know any?
Hakka.
Oh, Hakka.
Yes, Hakka. This is 客家话. I know about that language. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see the answers. Okay.
Okay.
So we have Fujian Fengshui, Hokkien and Hakka. Right. You got the Hakka one correct. So, as a foreigner, maybe for first time here in Taiwan, they probably don't know much about Hokkien or Hakka or the other stuff. But today, as a tour guide, your job is to try to introduce the Hakka culture, and you will need to let them know what Hakka peoples are. So you will either need to give supplement, or in this case, if you think this is such a difficult term, you would take up a lot of time to explain, you can just skip it. All right, so always think in someone else's shoes, in foreigners' shoes. So you will need to think that I wouldn't know anything, so probably I would try to give them something that's simple and something easy to understand.
Right.
All right, the next tip. Besides from avoid difficult words, you will need to also try to be logical. So being logical is very important for tour guides. So here on the screen, you can see there are 5 different sentences. And right now, your goal is to try to shuffle the 5 sentences. You can reshuffle them, and you have to turn it into a logical story. All right, think about it.
Yeah, this is something, you know, from what I can see immediately, it's like a fantasy of some kind.
Oh?
I'm probably dreaming this. Yeah, look, she started okay, you want me to give you the order, right?
Right, the order.
Okay. I'm gonna make it just like this. Someone knocked on my door. I opened the door and saw my beautiful neighbor.
Oh.
She smiled at me.
Yeah.
She started touching my face.
Wow.
And ruined everything. I woke up.
So it's not in reality.
Yeah.
It's just a dream.
It's got to be a dream.
All right.
I'm guessing I'd be dreaming.
Okay. Well, this actually sounds really logical. It's some of the dreams maybe I will have sometimes, right? Okay. All right. So it is a logical story. I think you passed the test. So being a tour guide means that you have to be logical. You may need to sort out the different bullet points that you will be introducing. And just like what Ron you just did, you will need to decide what comes first and what comes second and what comes last. Okay, so being a tour guide, you will need to be logical. So the second principle is trying to make your tour memorable and easy to remember. So there's one tip for this. Make comparison. And what does that mean? So as a foreigner, of course, you will not understand a lot of things in Taiwan. So in order to let you quickly understand what we love, the culture of Taiwan, we will need to make comparisons. So here's a sentence. We often introduce bubble tea, food culture, to the foreigners joining our tours. So Taiwanese love bubble tea, but how much do we love it? How do I describe the crave, the love for it? What do you think?
Wow, gosh, bubble tea. Because first of all, if you know what's in the bubble tea, that would make me think immediately. I got to taste this. You know, you were talking about the tapioca, the flavoring. Yeah, I would be intrigued by that. I would say the little bubbles that you see in there, you can eat those, and that adds to the flavor. That would be my answer.
So in this case, we need to let people know like how much we love it, right? So besides from describing the textures, the taste, we can also let people know how much we drink every day or even every year.
Yes.
So here's the thing that we can do. We can actually use numbers. In Taiwan, we actually drink more than 100 million bubble tea per year. And you have no idea 100 million bubble teas looks like. We can stack them up one by one, right. And in the end, it will reach the height of 1,700 Mount Everest. You know Mount Everest, right?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
Mount Everest is it's the highest peak in the world.
Right, so
yes.
Everybody knows it, right? It's one of the iconic landmarks, well, the iconic spot in the whole world. Yeah. So if we use Mount Everest to compare the crave for bubble tea in Taiwan, people would immediately understand how much we love bubble tea and how much we drink. Yeah. All right, so making comparison means that you try to compare Taiwanese culture with the culture from your guest, from foreign culture.
It makes it very easy to understand. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So in the end, I would like to conclude with a phrase, and also I would like to quote it. So stories are such a powerful driver of emotional value. Being a tour guide is just not a tour guide, not just a tour guide. It's also being a storyteller. So Ron, if you want to be a good tour guide, you will need to tell stories. You will need to not just tell facts, but also integrate stories and let people feel like they are joining your tour as if they're listening to a wonderful story of Taiwan. All right?
Makes sense to me.
I think you're ready to be a tour guide yourself.
I think so. I'm feeling it already right now. Let's do it. Here we are. Hey, Sarah, Jeff, here we are. This place is really interesting. Where are we right now?
Well, Ron, we're right now at a place called Dadaocheng, and behind me, this is Shanghai City God Temple. You have any idea where this place is?
It's exactly what's going to be my next question.
Okay.
Is this your first time here?
This is my first time here.
Great. We have a lot to tell you.
First of all, we need to know the history of this place. So maybe we'll start with telling you about the history of Taipei.
Okay.
And to understand the history of Taipei, we found a really good prop, which is your left hand.
Right. All right, so let's take a look at this hand, Ron.
Okay.
So here you can see there's two lines that are the longer. One of them, this one, going down to bottom to top. This one is the Tamsui River.
Okay.
And the other one is the Keelung River. The two major rivers that cut through Taipei.
Amazing.
And right now we're here next to the Tamsui River.
Yeah, right here.
However, the first place that were settled by the Han Chinese people, this was a place that is called Manga. And it's right here under her thumb.
Yeah,
right.
At the bottom of the pound.
However, imagine that both of us were both living in Manga before, but we were not getting along with each other. And one day you decided to kick me out. And since I'm the loser, right? I had to go somewhere else. So I ran, and I ran to Dadaocheng, and I decided to stay here, along with the god, the statue I brought from Manga area. Wow. And that god is exactly the Shanghai City God itself. So that's why this temple nowadays is still one of the most important temples and also the most important beliefs in the Dadaocheng area.
That is amazing. That's such a roundabout way. Yes, continue, please.
Right. And besides from the city god, well, I would also like to tell you more about city god. So the city god means that it is actually the protector of the whole Taipei city. Wow. You know, we have a city mayor, right? The city mayor, when he first gets into office, he needs to come here to the city god temple and show his or her respect to the city god, because the city god is also kind of like the underground city mayor. So this is the way that they show respect to each other and to let each other know that, oh, we're going to work together and make this city better.
Yeah.
Right.
I love a good ending.
And also, besides from the city god, we have another god who is also attracting millions of travelers to come all the way over here.
Have you ever heard about a saying in Taiwan that a KFC in Taiwan should have been selling egg tarts instead of fried chicken?
I like it.
Yeah, I would say that's a very good comparison of this temple as well. So the main god we all know, just as Jeff introduced, is a city god, right? That's why the name of the temple is Shanghai City God Temple. But the most popular ones you see all the people here are praying to is another one super popular, which is the god of marriage.
So the god of marriage actually attracts a lot of young people. Everybody wants to seek love, right? So there's a couple ways that you have to do, and also some taboos that you shouldn't do when you're here trying to pray for love.
Now I'm going to teach you the SOPs of praying to the God of marriage.
SOPs, okay, I'm ready for that.
Yeah, so first thing first, we'll go find the temple staff.
Okay.
Okay, and they're gonna give you some things. First is the incense stick. So just as you can see, a lot of people are holding in their hands the incense stick because we believe this is the one-way communication. And the smoke is gonna convey your message all the way to the top, to the God. Yeah, and also they're gonna give you this, which is the offerings. And as you can see, do you see any what's special about these things?
They're all sweets.
Yes, because
Yes.
love is sweet.
Yeah.
So God of marriage also loves everything that is sweet.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so the incense sticks, the offerings, and then when we go into the temple and start praying, remember to tell the gods your name, your birth date, and your address.
Oh, and don't forget your social media account.
Yeah,
I had no idea. He's watching my social media account?
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
I'm
if they're up
delighted.
to date, yeah, just to make sure the gods know who you exactly are.
All right.
And then the last thing, there's actually some taboos, things
Okay.
that you should not be doing.
Okay.
For example, there's a blessed tea outside the temple after you finish all the praying SOPs. But remember, no matter how hot it is, no matter how hot the weather is, how hot the tea is, never blow it.
Oh.
Otherwise, you're gonna blow Mr. and Mrs. right away.
Oh.
And before entering the temple, we both have to take off our sunglasses to show our respect and also to let the gods see who we are.
No problem with that. Okay.
Okay, so we talk about the incense sticks, right? Which we call the one-way communication.
Okay.
You might be wondering, is there a two-way communication? Of
was.
course, yeah, there is a two-way communication, which we call the moon blocks.
That's
Okay.
it. The moon blocks.
Moonblocks.
All right, so let me show you how the moon blocks works, okay? So the moon blocks is called moon blocks because it's shaped like a moon. And also it has two sides. One is flat, one is flat. The other side is a bit curved and round. So we will need a pair to make it work. All right, so whenever we have questions, we don't want to just tell our beliefs, we also would like to get some answers from the gods.
All right.
So the way we get the answers is we use moon blocks and we cast them to the ground and see the results. So maybe if my hand is the ground, okay. If
Okay.
we cast the moon blocks after asking the questions, we will cast the moon blocks to the ground, and if both moon blocks looks like this, so one side up flat, the other side up curved, this means it is called a divine answer and a yes. This means that the God grants your wish.
Okay.
So that's a good one.
Yes.
And you can also get a no. So if you
Oh.
get both curved side, this means that the God disagrees with your question.
Oh.
This is called an angry answer.
Oh.
A third option is if you get both side up flat. So this is neither yes nor no. This is called a laughing answer. This means that maybe your question is too silly or hard to understand and the God just laughs it off. All right? So 3 answers.
But actually, we have a fourth one. Can you show us this fourth one?
Okay?
Yeah.
If this is
It might-
the
once
frown.
in a lifetime, sometimes the moon blocks might be standing.
Oh my. Oh.
So if you really get this, you know what to do?
What?
You have to call the journalist and let them report, interview you. Tell them that a miracle just happened.
It really would be. Those
is
are
a
pointed
miracle.
and curved. There's no way that that's going to land that way.
Right.
Oh, if I could just have it happen.
So Ron, after teaching you all the things that you need to know when visiting a Taiwanese traditional temple,
Yeah.
I guess you probably have some questions that wanted to be answered by the local gods.
Yes,
So now I'm going to pass you the moon blocks and hopefully you can get the answer you want from the gods.
Now, do I need to shuffle them? No, you can't shuffle them. Do you have to toss them? You just drop them?
Right, just drop them, cast them to the ground.
Okay, okay.
All right.
Let me, can I? Okay. It's got to land right. Okay. I got to have nothing but good luck. It's got to be good. Okay. Whoa!
Wow, congratulations, Ron!
It's a divine answer.
That's a yes.
Yes. Took me 20 tries, but I got it.
Yeah. All right, Ron. I think you got the hang of it. So all the best. I hope you.
Hope you have a good time.
Right.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye.
I'll see you next time. I can't
See
wait.
you.
We'll do yoga together, okay?
Yeah. All right. No
Sure.
problem. Bye.
Bye.
In this episode of English Break, we've dived into the world tour guides, especially English ones. They really go all out to make ancient history and knowledge come alive, sharing quirky stories only locals know to give foreign visitors an awesome travel experience. English tours are like a crash course on local customs, blending Taiwan's history and culture and telling the island's story to the world in English. We must thank the National Development Council for their 2030 bilingual policy, and don't forget to follow us here on ICRT. We'll be back for more exciting programs. See ya next time.